light a cigar that way.
Yo, it's the Shadow Smokers Legion, fun, family, and smoke. Rockin' with Phoenix fresh rhymes, they stronger than no. About to break it off with the illest of crews, led by the man Tony Wang, making his vision come true. Now let me take you on a ride. We got love for cigars, from the east to the west, only the brightest of stars. Our screen in the scene, little guy with the shop, shadow gazing around. You know it ain't gonna stop. Cigar mechanic don't panic when he's repping his brand. Escadillo and more, smooth as sticks in the land. Hashimoto's around, jumping live in the chats. Asian orange and more, his button's famous in fact. Cigars, pipes, whiskey, coffee, and more. Turbo jetting around, Tim with the dopest of pours. What's that? Huh? One wheel and reviews? Martin in the house, sharing the latest smoke news. Need a pick-me-up? Get to Southeast US. Bob and Chief in the mix, you know what they say, and God bless. We got that journey, voyage, private blends for the crew. Celebrating with coins, repping that dope swag too. Now I'm about to sign off, you know it's time for that audit. Light up the group with my post, you know I'll rock it with socket. But remember y'all, Legion, it lives with a passion. From a man in the shadows, ayo, the SoySauceAssassin. So cut it, light it, love the smoke from your region. After all we connect, it's through the power of Legion.
There we go. Hey guys, Tony the SoySauceAssassin. Today is what, Saturday? Almost feels like Saturday and Wednesday swap because we don't have that many people today. We have James, we have Kat, we have Joseph, and everybody else are either doing something cool or late. Doing something cool or late. Yeah, either way is fine. But it looks kind of dark. Let me open some light. Yeah, I did say I know. Right now should be okay. So, Harshi Murter.
What's up?
Hey man. So yeah, Saturday. Today I'm gonna revisit this Davidoff Capa Dominicana Special 53. Alright? And the first time I smoked this, it was light, but it was full strength. Alright, it was like an elegant smoke, but it wasn't like, you know, crazy in flavor. So I decided to give another try today, and you know, I light it up. I already know there's gonna be some problem because there's a small tunnel in the front. It makes a really loose draw, but we'll see what happens. I mean, you know, sometimes it's not that bad of an idea to have a loose draw full body cigar, because full body cigars, when you have a hard time drawing, you tend to get more of that feel of that is heavy, the nicotine, all that stuff. So who knows? Who knows, right? So today I'm doing that. Also, I want to show you guys some stuff, like, you know, my mail call, I guess, and we'll go from there. Hold on. First of all, let's turn on some music because, you know, you guys know I like some music in the background, so I can feel like, you know, sophisticated, or maybe not necessarily for sophisticated, but something. Feel professional. So, I don't know. Let's start talking about the cigar, right? So today, I make sure I have a big meal. I went to Chinatown. I went to, you know, different stores to get like poor people's meal. And you're like, what the hell is a poor people's meal? So if you think back, way back before we have the life we have today, back in the days, we have, you know, very poor life. You know, you think about this communist era, okay? Poor life. You may have a fried dough and a soup, and that's considered a meal, right? Today, you're like 3-course meal with the salad and stuff like that. Not that. I'm talking about just a baked dough with a little bit of meat on it, all right? And then like some soybean juice, some, you know, a different kind of fried dough, and literally just that. All right, we want to find those things to eat today. Believe it or not, when you're poor, you want to eat the rich people stuff. When you're rich, you want to eat the poor people stuff. Just because you start reminiscing. I remember when I eat those things, it used to taste so good, because that's the only thing you can get, right? At the time with that budget, it's the only thing you can. Like, you know, right now, everybody can afford some like gourmet burgers. But if you think back, like when you're young, somehow McDonald's just tastes so good, right? And you get that feeling. So, today we went back to get those like really cheap Chinese food, even though it's by no means cheap. Like I'm talking about those baked dough with like it's like Chinese flatbread with a little bit of meat, okay, on it. In China, that will have cost you less than $1, okay? But over here, if you buy in the US store, it costs you about $7.50 for one flatbread. Right? So yeah, when to get those things today, we ate it. It was not impressive. It was not authentic enough to impress me, but we ate it anyway. So the main point was to have enough carb so I can smoke this cigar because I know it's full body cigar. So I wanted to make sure that I have enough stuff in my stomach. Hey Albert.
Hey.
So that aside, I have a passion fruit mojito today. And if you ask what that is, it's lime, passion fruit, and soda water. The main point was to have enough carb. I can hear myself, my beautiful voice. I just want to say hi here later, Sherry. All right, talk to you later. And so yeah, I want to revisit this cigar. I started a little earlier before the show because I know that this thing because it has a closed foot. Even this perfecto has a closed foot. Kind of gotta get through that closed foot before I can kind of get going at smoking this thing. So I let it up.
We already did it, Albert. We already did it.
Can't say that.
You're late.
You're not allowed to say that. That's wrong.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like this week is full of bad news, right? But even though it's bad news, let's address it. Number one, Cigar Mechanic is no longer in the roster of Shadow Smoke's Legion. Okay. But it was by no means a bad thing. Alright? I'm not saying that, oh yay, Brendan's out, get out. No. I'm saying that it's in a way is inevitable. Right? Because I feel like he's a very important part of Shadow Smoke's Legion. At the same time, I feel like a lot of time he's getting the Cigar Mechanic brand is being diluted by the Shadow Smoke's Legion. All right, and that might not seem to other people, but that's one thing that me and my wife talked about a lot. It was like, how do we support the Cigar Mechanic thing, but still be the Shadow Smoker's Legion thing? Right? So a lot of time we get that question, and it's like, what if one day, I don't want people to always say something that Cigar Mechanic did is and not give him credit, but instead of give the credit to the Shadow Smoke's Legion, right? So now that he's on his own, he is on his own before, but then it's just like that Shadow Smoke's Legion and him are so close related that sometimes it will dilute his what he did. It would take a lot of time. We take what people do for granted, and so for a good example is that when we made the cutter, right, a lot of work was done by Brendan, right? But everybody's like, hey Tony, thank you for what you do. Well, we forgot about Brendan. Right? So I think it's inevitable that one day he just needs to focus on Cigar Mechanic rather than focus on Shadow Smoke's Legion, because focus on Shadow Smoke's Legion is my job. It's the job of the mods of the Shadow Smoke's Legion. For him, he needs to focus on business, and and you guys know that I like to separate business within the Legion from the Legion, right? So I didn't feel it was got a big change. I still talked to him. Literally, I talked to him yesterday. So, I talked to him about the projects and stuff like that. I talked to him about the plans of how we gotta rearrange the projects and stuff like that. We talked, for until I eat dinner. It was like 8 or 9 p.m. So nothing changed. The only change is that we lost a OG 22, but we still have the friend. I mean, it doesn't A legion is not required to be friend. A legion is just a catalyst for us to all be together. That's all. You know, even after he leaves, he's still a friend. So nothing changes. Right? It's like you're saying that if you meet a friend at a club and the club no longer exists, do you no longer have a friend? You know, you still have what you have. So that's not gonna change anything. Does it feel bad? Yeah, I kind of feel bad about it. You know, I like the Legion to be healthy and growing and not losing people. But that's one of those things I'm not too surprised. You know, because sometimes when you're running a business, you don't want to deal with that many, right? Because especially he's already not really managing the garage on his own, and now he had to do that. It's really hard to go back and forth. The same reason why I don't go to the garage or Martina Maya's page, because I had to focus on Shadow Smoke's Legion. Same idea. So I totally understand. No bad feeling or anything. We still gotta have our party 2021. So you know, that meeting still gotta happen. In fact, we found a different way to make it cool, right? And just, you know, matter of time how we kind of put it together. We will finalize that idea by June, hopefully, and we'll go from there. You know, because I want to at least go through that audit, and anybody who missed that audit will not get that information. Okay. But yeah, still it's gotta be, you know, Arizona, still gotta be the cool swag, still gotta have more stuff. Lewis still coming. Right? So, and all that stuff is not gonna change. It's just that we kind of reorganize that a little bit. Okay? And so I go back to my old way of, you know, buying random things when I'm not feeling well. You know? So this time I bought, you know, something like this. A small Davidoff. Come on. You gotta allow me to buy some Davidoff when I'm not feeling too well, right? So small Davidoff. This is the Nicaragua Maduro, the Pimeros. I actually like these. I mean, these are short and sweet and quick. Short and sweet and quick. Okay, so I actually like these. Okay, and the other one is this thing. I'm a sucker for packaging, so when they kind of like, you know, have a small packaging like this, I buy it. But you know, for those people who've never seen one of these, I'm pretty sure a lot of people did. Bless you.
Thank you.
I gotta open it up. I want to just make sure that everything inside is fine. So I'm gonna open it up here, and then we'll show you something else later. All right. So
I feel blessed, Tony. Thank you, man.
say that again.
You made me feel blessed.
Oh, do you? That's good. You know, everybody deserves a little bit of blessing every day. Let's see. If I can find a knife, that would be nice. But of course, I don't have a knife. Whenever I needed it, I swear to God, every time I needed a knife, it's not there.
Just do what Martine does. Pull out a key.
The key doesn't make a nice cut. The key makes it like a rip, like a serrated rip.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the way to go, brother.
If you keep doing it enough, Michael will just buy you a new knife.
Nah. I have a knife.
Hey, I have a gherkin knife you can have.
You know, if you give me a gurkha knife, I'm gonna leave it at the trash bin.
Wow.
I'll keep it, but I'll leave it near the trash bin to cut those trashes. Anyways, so here we go.
I think that sounds like a save. Is what that sounds like. Oh wow.
It's actually nice selection in here. I mean, obviously the cutter, I don't particularly care for, but if you need one, or if you just get, you know, if you have a friend that want to get into cigar and just doesn't have anything, you know, you give away this kind of stuff, right? Okay, next, the lighter. Oh my God, this is just soft flame lighter.
Oh my gosh.
These you can actually bring on the airport, so it's not too bad. Is it refillable? I can't tell. I guess it is, but that just feels like.
How come I don't have a mini Tony pin and the mini Hashimoto pin?
Because you didn't get anything yet. I don't know. I honestly don't know how she got it. I think it's because Michael or someone sent a care package over. That's why.
Yeah, Michael said it. Yeah, Michael said
Golly.
that.
You know, I
Welcome
honestly
to TAO.
feel like there's not a lot of fuel in here.
Dad, I don't think it's a Rabbit Air, man. I think it's one of those. Oh, what was that? What kind of TV was it? The plasma TV.
What?
There's a little mini plasma TV.
Like pop my ride kind of thing. Pop my ride. Anyways, let's see. Let's go through what the cigars in here. This is the dun.
Who makes the cigars? Like, what's the maker?
My father.
Oh,
My father.
My father's. You can see my father's.
okay.
All right. This is the my father's Antiquidad. La Antiquidad.
I didn't know your dad smoked, man.
I didn't know either. Oh no, actually, my dad is a heavy cigarette smoker. Al
But
Central.
he had those cigars laying around.
You know, I didn't find out until now. Apparently, he does.
Albert's always trying to tell bad jokes.
Come on, Matt.
Dom Pepper Garcia Series JJ. I haven't had these. I have not had this one before. All right. Jamie Garcia.
Jaime.
And of course, we have the original Dom Pepe. Dom Pepin.
It's a good cigar.
This one I have many of. This one's actually not bad. Right? So I will say this is pretty good of a sampler.
I like the Centurion. Centurion's pretty good. That's
Yeah,
a good little.
this is it's a pretty good sampler. I mean, even as a beginner, I think people would enjoy it.
That's a nice Maduro smoke.
So that's what I got. You know,
Maduro
but
smoke.
the real reason is that I want to buy that Davidoff, and I didn't want to just buy that small Davidoff. So I found someone I should buy with it.
I've got to catch up with Matt, man. Golly.
What's going on?
He got me on the coin. He's getting me on a couple little things, man. So I gotta put a little Maduro in there for him.
Oh my god! Hey, go fight it out in the fight it out room. So I know you guys already saw this. Want to show you guys up close.
Yep. I've already won that, guys. So just so you know.
So this is actually cut onto the box. Okay, so this you
How'd
can
you win
feel
it?
the ridge. Huh?
How did you win it?
This one is gonna be a raffle. So I think Matt has touched the future himself somewhere, in his delusional mind, and he's okay, I won already. But anyways,
Yep.
this is how it
It's
looks
mine.
like. It's actually cut. This is not colored. All right, this is not colored. You can see black and white and gray, right? This is actually just laser less off so that it has the color change. This is still cut. All right, all these are cut. So it's I don't know if you guys can see it. You can see that it's like a dot matrix going on, so that it
Oh
can
yeah.
look like. Okay, so it's just the concentration of amount of dot that was lasered through to make it colored, but it's not actually colored. You guys see that?
That's cool.
Right? Because from this thing it looks like gray, but it's actually just it's less.
It doesn't look gray to me. It looks yellow.
The hat.
No, the hat part.
Yeah, the
that?
hat. Yeah. Oh,
See that?
okay.
So yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
kind of cool. It's the multiple color, even though it's just purely from this thing. Like you guys can see, like this is still cut. It's not shiny. You see that? The shiny part is still where the box is not cut. The non-shiny part, including this part, these are cut. These are actually cut. So very nice. But here's the thing, though. It's not like a crazy humidor. It's just empty in there. So it smells so good. But yeah. This thing, I realized that making one is probably not gonna be enough, so I might have to up the ante and make 2 of these for winning, and I might have to make 1 more for myself. So I don't know.
Just make one for me too.
You know, these are expensive though. I mean,
I'll pay for it.
I just don't want you guys to pay for it because this thing is expensive. Anyways, but yeah, this is the custom one. It took a month and a half to make this. I guess don't want to see the boxes that I actually throw away because they look bad. But yeah, that's got to be the raffle prize. I think you guys will like it. It's something different. It's something we've been talking about for a long time, right? We always want a humidor with Shadow Smoke Legion on it. We just never did it. And actually, I went through so many different guys tried to cut it. None of them can cut it like this like different coloring on it. So I like it. This is put on the side so it doesn't get tinted by my smoke. Again, flex paste. Anyways. If I start claiming it, Matt will be SOL. Let's put backpack into existence.
Get out of here, Sherry.
Sherry is I think in the history of Shadow Smoke Legion, Sherry probably win the most of competitions. But that's because she does, every time there is one that she jumps in it. And she always do it, so. Yeah, I have so many like giveaway to wrap up by the end of this month, and then we'll be able to do new ones, which I like, you know, get back to the roots of how Shadow Smokers Legion does things. So I'll be very happy doing those things. A lot of giveaways. And
punt this fucking cigar. This thing's nasty.
What do you smoke?
I have no idea. I was wiring all my new humidifier in my humidor. Got it all cleaned up and everything, and I found this unbanded cigar in there, and I was like, oh, I'll smoke that. Yeah, it's disgusting. I'll be back.
All right. So, Albert, what are you smoking today?
I'm doing a patina.
Oh, here we go.
I think it's it came from that pack that you created.
Yeah, that's most likely a Maduro.
Maduro.
See, we can tell, right?
You
There's
can't
so many
tell.
cool stuff. Rep this group 24/7. Yep, here we go. So
it's not Connecticut. I know that.
Oh yeah, well that's you better be able to tell that. You know, between the dark color and light color. For those people in the chat room, you know, we haven't been doing this for a while, but let me know why you guys are smoking today. If you are, like, usually now we smoke in a random time. So now everybody, I know Sherry already have like 2 cigars in today, so you know, really hard to. What are you guys smoking today? Kind of thing.
I smoked 2 Cameroon short stacks today. One early this morning, like 5:30 in the morning.
Well, that's one of those things.
Around 2.
That's one of those things I kind of, you know, I when I mentioned it's a full of bad news. You know, the short stacks, the original short stacks are going away. I mean, that's annoying.
That sucks.
Because my brother actually liked that cigar. So when he made that announcement, I said, oh shit, I need to get 2 bundles or something like that sitting here just in case. Well, he only has 7 sticks left. That doesn't help.
7 bundles or 7 sticks?
Huh?
Who only has 7 sticks left?
Michael. He has
He doesn't have
7
one?
sticks left of the Connecticut.
Oh, the Connecticut. Okay.
Yeah, so you know, that's annoying. That's annoying.
Yeah.
So going back to this cigar, now that it's sitting for I don't know how long. Hasn't been a year? No, hasn't been 6 months maybe. Maybe. I should look it up. Like how long this has been. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see how long this has been. I can tell exactly how long I smoked last time. Here we go. Here we go. Do. The last time I smoked it was alright, July 14, 2020. July 14, 2020. That is 8 months. 8 months ago. So it's been sitting in the humidor 8 months. The only change I would say is you can pick up more of the flavor. You can pick up more of the flavor, but it's not as. It didn't change as much as I think you might be, right? It did the flavor is stronger, but I still think that it did not justify the strength this cigar had. This cigar is full body, all right, and it doesn't justify the strength. Tastes good, but not enough. Just order a 5-pack the Cameroon short stack. I'm wanting to, but I have to wait for the kids to sleep. Yeah.
So,
one of those things.
Joey, did you? Is that your first time smoking the Cameroon, or?
For the short stags, I think it has to be the first time of the camera short stag because he just got it not long ago. So it'll have to be. By the way, Christina posted a video in the Shadow Smoke Legion, so I encourage all the members to go there watch it. It only take you roughly 2 minutes, roughly 2 minutes to watch it. But you guys should watch it. I'm not gonna spoil it, but you guys should watch it. So let's talk about dumb things that I learned this week. Oh my god, I'm a person, as someone that holds a PhD, I always think that I strive for more knowledge and not have enough knowledge, right? To live through the day without sound like an idiot, right? You walk around, you're like, I'm a philosopher, right? So if I should be able to at least understand things relatively quickly, or learn things relatively quickly, or have that knowledge already.
I can get through daytime without sounding like an idiot. Nighttime, I think it's a little different story, but at least daytime.
So, I complain a lot about meteorologists. I complain about weathermen a lot because I feel like that's the only job where you don't have to be accurate and still can keep your job.
Yep.
Right? So,
right.
I complain a lot about how they say 20% chance of raining. How the hell did you get that 20%? What, it's either yes or no, right? It's either yes or no. It should be 50-50. Either it rains or it don't, right? You have two choices. There's no half raining. So I always complain about that. Then recently I found out the 20% raining thingy is actually not what we thought it was. Not what I thought it was. So it could just be me, but I was dumbfounded after I heard how it was calculated. Right? So I found out how it was calculated. When someone said, for example, Albert, what city are you in?
Dallas.
Dallas, okay. When someone said Dallas have 20% chance of raining, it does not mean there is 20% chance of raining. It means that there is 100% chance of raining with a coverage of 20% of the area in Dallas. So when they say it's going to rain but 20%, it means that it will rain, but it will only cover 20% of the entire viewable, measurable Dallas area. So you have so the entire population of Dallas has 20% chance of seeing it because only 20% of the area will rain. I was like, okay, that has a totally different meaning. That has totally different meaning because now you're saying it's 100% rain. 100% rain, 20% of the area. So 100% raining, it means 100% rain, 100% of the measurable area. So that kind of does make more sense, but no. Right? It kind of makes more sense. So the percentage that they're talking about is coverage. It's not chance of raining, it's coverage. How much chance of the entire area has a chance of raining? And this came directly from meteorologists. So, and they say some people has a different way of calculating it by how much chance of raining versus how much area it covers gives you even a lower or higher percentage. So, you get a different number, different thing, different calculation going on. But that percentage actually means coverage. Hey, Brendan. Now Brendan has time to be here. What? Brendan has time to be here. So down to the knobs here, and Brendan's here. But just like I told you guys in the beginning, some of the stuff is changing for 20 and 21 meeting, but it's gotta be better. I mean, in my opinion, it's gonna be better. It's gonna be easier. It's gonna be better. So when Brendan updates, you guys will know. All right. But going back to that conversation, so did you know that, Albert, that is actually talking about the coverage area, not the chance of area?
I had an idea it was something like that. I'm being truthful. I had an idea it was something like that. I felt like also it's more about it's dealing with looking at the way the weather patterns are working and the models that they have. That it is a percentage. They are still talking about a percentage of that though. It's not necessarily. I don't know if it's 100%. Is what I'm trying to get at. I think it's like it's a probability of rain is what I'm understanding it. But it's also they do talk about coverage.
Yeah. Well,
so I agree with
what I heard is basically they say that they work the math so that when they calculate, like let's say if it's 60% raining at 10% of the area, they will work that into a calculation so that the chance of raining will be 100%, but the number of area decreases. So
yeah,
they'll work the math until that the percentage of chance of raining is 100%, and then that deviates to that exact percentage.
6%.
But
so where
the
it's 10%, 60% of 10% is 6%.
So that's where they work that into the math. So now it's 100% raining at 6% of the area.
But what they're doing with the models is they're looking at how the weather's coming down, and are wherever it's coming from, and looking at all the pressures, and they have historical patterns, so they can say, based on this, it's kind of like the models for the hurricanes. Like they talk about hurricanes going through a certain model.
Yeah, path, right? Path.
Yeah, they're able to predict it with pretty good certainty because of the different patterns that are along the way. Because they're all about. I mean, if you want to talk about big data, meteorology is big data.
That's what I'm saying though is that for all this time, majority of the people who watch weather are seeing that as chance. Like, what are the chances of raining, right? And then you get this weird number. You're like, what the hell is 6% chance
I don't
of
even
rain?
know that, right?
It's either 50 or 50. It's either rain or not rain, right? But now we're saying that 6% of the area in this entire measurable area is going to rain, has a chance of 100% raining.
Right.
So in the end, I still call that kind of bullshit because I have days where they say, oh, Framingham, 20% chance of raining, the entire Framingham is sunny. Right?
Yeah.
So it's just weird how they calculate it, and I found like now that I learned that, I was like, oh, okay, that made slightly more mathematical sense. Because before it makes absolutely no sense. Like, how do you get 20%? How do you get 60%? How do you get? It's either yes or no. If you only have two choices, then it's yes or no, right? Then it's 50%. How do you get 20? How do you get 21, 22? You know, that didn't make sense, but now it does. So yeah, I felt kind of dumb when I learned that. When I went to tell my wife's like, okay, it's still not accurate. I was like, yes.
Right.
Still not accurate.
Yeah. It's a hell of a job, isn't it?
You know, it's data analysis, right? It's data analysis that doesn't have to be accurate. And that's the same thing for everything, right? We have cigar releases that said we got to release, and then the day before that they say, well, no, we're not going to release. We have shipping issues. Oh, it's supposed to be there yesterday. Well, no, it's not going to be there for 2 or 3 days. I can tell you guys that I have one shipment that's supposed to get to me for more than a month. It's still not here yet. I want to show you guys the cigar, but it's still not here yet. It's been a while. A long while. And it's still not here yet. But I did watch Bob's video where he smoked a Jewish Day Year of the Ox. And then he mentioned that I should smoke Cohiba Year of the Ox. I just wanted to put it out there. I did. I didn't make a video. I didn't do it on the string. I did smoke one. It's not that good, and it's a cigarello. It's this short. It's tiny. It's like this length, but thinner, like half the thickness. So it wasn't that impressive. I don't recommend it to anybody. Cohiba, Year of the Ox, not that great. Don't go look for it. Not worth it. I don't even think it's expensive. I think somebody told me it was like $4. because it comes in a big package or something like that. But it wasn't worth it.
When you don't want to change it because you don't know how.
I have the new casa signs that were shipped weeks ago, and still nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right, Brendan? I mean, I've been wanting a casa sign somewhere, and it's been years, and still nowhere to be found. See, no casa sign.
So how are they different? How are the flavor signs different? Are they different or just new?
Different color. Different color. It used to be, I think, red, and now is blue. What used to be blue, now it's red. I can't remember which one's first. So, but yeah, they had new sign printed. So Matt Hashimoto, what did you get for replacement? There we go, aging room. Is that better? Is that better than the? That's the thing about like unbended cigars. Like a lot of time you put it there, maybe because it was given to you and you sucked, but you just don't want to throw it away because it was given to you, and you've left it there long enough, you forgot what it is, and you smoke it.
Oh, okay, good.
There we go. They used to be blue and now they're red.
So Matt, your mic ain't working, man.
Yeah, your mic is not working.
It's not. Dot's not going up and down.
Try again. There we go. Oh well. You know, it would be really cool if Casa Cueva made a gold, right? Like the entire thing is different gold, like platinum gold in the center instead of color. That'd be nice.
There we go.
There we go.
I was saying, I think Albert gave me that last cigar.
Hey. Don't pick a fight. Don't pick a fight.
Wow.
I mean, I wouldn't think Albert give you that because he doesn't send you any cigars.
Well, had I gave it to you, you wouldn't have smoked it. So there's that.
Oh.
I'd smoke anything from you. It's just your brother I don't smoke.
No,
with.
just brother. Yeah. Okay.
This time, I think the cigar burns slightly faster. I don't know. It might be from that little tunnel, but it still smokes just fine. It just kind of burns weird.
So we went to this Dallas Centennial Hall down in Fair Park, and it was a curiosities fair or some kind of shit. Curiosities, you know what that is?
Yeah, but what is a curiosity fair? You go in there just
Yeah,
see
it's like
weird stuff?
curiosities and oddities. So it was like.
So is that a place?
Like
is that a fair that
jars.
kills cats?
Oh, the state fair. Well, no. Is it what? The fair?
Is that a fair that you go in there to kill some cats?
Oh, no. It's the state fair of Texas, right?
Yeah, but you say curiosity fair. Curiosity kills the cat.
Oh, kill the cat.
Go in
Yeah.
there, kill the cats.
Yeah. Well, this was more like they may have stuffed the cat because they had like, they would take stuff and put a feather on a rabbit, like the rabbit had feathers coming out of its head. The two-headed cow was there.
It's one of those, like back in the day, they call it freak shows or something like that.
Yeah, like a freak show kind of a thing, and all the people who were into that showed up with the outfits and everything, and they were selling everything. It was pretty crazy. So, not crazy, but it was interesting.
Did you actually went in? You actually went to do stuff?
A lot of goth stuff.
Oh yeah. Garth. There are some people that love Garth and gore stuff. It's just one of those.
Oh yeah. It's their thing, and that's all good and everything. I was like, man, they need a little cigar booth, selling cigars. We could like sell Maduro cigars and shit. Because everything's black. Everything was black and purple.
No gray, no 50 Shades.
No, none of that, man. It's pretty crazy.
Early this week, I had something to talk about with government and cigars, and literally cannot remember what was it about right now. I thought it was like, it's interesting, but I kind of just don't remember what that is now. I'm trying to think about it, why I'm on this to see if I can remember it, but I don't. I don't. This week, I literally I had like first good 3 days, And then obviously Brendan break the news, and then I lost a whole day of sleep, whole day and a half of sleep. And I was just sitting there. I was like, that sucked. And it wasn't like lose sleep from like insomnia. It was like lost sleep, but thinking about, you know, the good time, the bad time, and you know, and think about plans moving forward. And the next thing you know, it's already the morning, right? You're like, you know, if you're just surfing the web, just thinking about that kind of stuff, time flows by so quickly, right? I sit down. It was probably sometime 11 or 12. I sit down in front of the computer and just light up a cigar. Next thing you know, you're done with a few cigars, and the sunlight starts to come up. The sunlight stops, and then you're like, I just wasted all night thinking. And of course, you get up and you're like, okay, now it's already, the sunlight's already out. What now? Go down there, make a coffee. You sit down. By the time that coffee is empty, it's 9 a.m. It's 9 a.m. I was like, well, I didn't do that much stuff, but it's already 9 a.m. You know? So, yeah, I spent a lot of time looking back what the roots of the Shadow Smokers Legion were like. You know, how we were before, how much fun we had, you know? My daughter left, so I'm back for a bed, going for light on Stolen Valor. Cool. So, yeah, I was talking to my wife about that. I was like, you know, good thing this is not work. You know, if this is work, I will feel like an utter failure about things. You know, it just doesn't feel right. I almost feel like a company that lost a very important client or something like that, and then like. And you're supposed to point out fingers like managers, sales managers, directors, team leaders. You gotta grab them all to a room and start bitching at them. Except that I'm all of those, so I gotta grab myself into a room and bitch at myself. You know, Tony, you're back. Tony, how did you do it? You know, it's a tough weekend. But I finally got to today. I went out with my wife for a long time. We went out at 11, almost 12 o'clock. We didn't get back until 4 p.m. So we went out. You know, yesterday I changed my tires, which it's always a tiring job. I don't know. I mean, maybe because I don't have the right tool or something like that. Changing the tire makes me tired.
All right, Matt. So you're not going to call him out on that, Matt? All right. But I said it. Had I said that, you would have been like, oh, yeah, dad joke.
You're talking to the boss here, man. I don't talk shit to the boss.
All right, you're right.
So, obviously, Matt does it all the time. He's buff. His arm is this big. For him, he can probably toss the tires like donuts. You know, so, I have to, like, literally grab the entire tire with my hip and everything, hug it towards my garage. Or roll it there, like, you know, finally gets there, you know, and then put it in the bag, tie it up, and then carry it over to the wall.
Matt's got a tool, man. He's got like some kind of little caddy he puts it on and rolls it over.
No. It's called this thing. That's why tires are round. You just roll them to your car.
Yeah, you put them on a little cart and roll it.
Yeah, hey. I mean, I know you do roll them, but, you know, I it's dirty, so I kind of like carry it to the bag, you know. So I don't know. It's just me. I mean, for other people, obviously it's easier. So for those people who have pneumatic tools, down. I don't have that. I use a torque wrench to untorque it, and then use a tool to go to get it off, and then take it out when I put a new tire on there. Use a power tool, and then I have to torque it again. You know, I don't have pneumatics at home,
So you never use your torque wrench to loosen the lug nuts. You ruin the torque wrench.
My torque wrench is already ruined. I don't give a shit. To me, the correct torque is tight. Okay, when it's tight, it's good. That's for me. The correct torque for wheel should be tight.
He's gotta untorque it.
All right. So for me, that's just like my ply range. Okay, because that's the only long one I have. I don't have a long one that does that. So I use the torque wrench to do it. But I know I use it to measure how much torque and stuff like that. my thing, I never look at the, it's like you're supposed to torque it to like 80 pounds of torque. I never look at that. I don't have the thing that goes click. I just go, I can't push it down anymore. That's it. All right, that's all I need. That's it. Okay. My 20 volt snap-on. When I use my 20 volt snap-on impact range, it will go and then that's it, right? I can torque a lot more, so I don't trust that. I have to push it until I can't push it anymore. That's it. I'm not that strong, so when I push, I can't until I can't anymore. It's perfect.
Okay, we gotta send you through Hashi Motorsports 101 class, bro. Damn. Oh, you're killing me.
No. Here's the thing, Matt. Do you torque your wheel or do you just pneumatic?
I torque them.
You torque them?
Yeah.
After the pneumatic?
Right. So I have torque wrenches that go onto my impact gun, but then I also go back and recheck with my torque wrench, because you're not supposed to go over that torque spec, because all you're doing is stretching that stud.
Okay.
Like you're saying, you just go until you can't go no more.
But that's the thing.
What happens, you start stretching it. You don't know you're stretching it, but you're actually
that's the thing.
stretching
Matt, your average all the way until you cannot push down for your arm is probably like 5 million pounds per square inch. My little arm, my chicken arm, push all the way down is like 80 pounds per square inch. Okay.
80 foot-pounds.
Yeah. That's probably where I go. All right.
I know that. I know that. When I'm taking the tire off, I'm stretching the stud for sure.
When you're taking it off, you're stretching the stud.
Whenever I'm doing any kind of work on my car, I'm stretching the stud, dude. Let me tell you.
Let me just tell you this, okay?
Oh,
you know how the torque range has a meter thing, right? There's a thing that once you push, it goes off that meter, thing. I've never been able to press over 100. Okay, I can't even reach 100. So.
Well, first of all, if you've ever taken those lug nuts off with that torque wrench, you've already ruined it. So it's not doing its job, because you have to get that torque wrench adjusted every year. You should have it readjusted.
Yes, Albert.
Calibrated.
All right, of course.
Did you know that this is a left-handed coffee cup?
Why?
Because I'm holding it in my right hand. Look what's being seen.
But that's why there's logo on both sides.
No, this is a left-handed deal, because if I want to show shadows, I got to hold it in the left hand.
Yeah. So it's left.
I want a right-handed one. When I'm holding it this way, I'm showing Shadow Smokers Legion.
Right, but then you can see the Shadow Smokers Legion to yourself.
No, I want to show it off. I don't want to look at it myself.
No. You want to show it. You got to show it to yourself. You got to see it.
No, I want to show other people.
But here's the thing, though. I have many sets of those bolts in case that I'm stretching it and to lose, to.
How are you gonna? The bolts, really? You replace those?
I always have them.
What OEM bolts are those for?
Mercedes. So
for what?
Okay, so for average cars, you get those thing comes out, you just do the nuts onto it, right? For Mercedes, we use bolts.
Stud.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I always have those. Okay, I change it all the time.
Because he stretches it.
And to answer Gary's question there, I've used those torque sticks, Gary, for many years. I trust them, but I still usually go back and check them with my torque wrench.
My thing is that I know that the shop doesn't check it. Whenever you go to the shop, zoom, they don't check it ever. For me, if it's tight, I obviously I am not gonna do it as tight as those pneumatic torque wrench can do. I know that for sure, guaranteed.
Well, but you're not supposed to tighten them with your impact gun.
Make good with the tools I have, right? Make good with the tools I have.
Right. But here's why they're not checking it. If you're saying they're not checking the torque, is because when you sign that piece of paper saying that you're paying for it and whatnot, when they say go ahead and sign here, If you read the fine print, it's saying that you're reliable for the torque.
Does it?
Yep. You need to check the torque on your lug nuts after the first, I think, 10 miles or something like that.
Not on the Mercedes ones, because the tire changing is routine. It's never on there.
Check it. Check it. I worked at dealerships too, man, and that's.
Well, I
said
know
it on
they
the
suck,
bottom of
and
the paper.
I want things to break within my warranty period.
But you don't want your damn wheel to fly off while you're driving, or your wife's
no, I have insurance on my rims
God,
and tires. I have insurance on rims and tires.
Yeah, I know, but you don't want the damn thing to fly off and you get killed or you kill somebody else.
Cars can run on 3 wheels. No, I don't have a problem yet. I've been doing that ever since when I started doing the tires myself, which is more than 10 years ago now. So like you never have like my assumption was that I can never tighten it as tight as any of those tools. So I should be okay. I in fact a lot of times they tie it so tight I can't remove it. The dealer make it so tight I cannot remove it. Like you go on there try to use a wrench, I had to jump on it, on that the part where you push down. I had to jump on it a few times, use my entire weight. I'm fat and I just cannot move it. Like it's like, babe, come here, hold me and add some more weight. I cannot move it. So if I can't move it, it's not that bad. But yeah, I changed it. Full body of sweat. Now that's on my car. Believe it or not, now that's on my car, it's gonna go off in a couple of weeks. Because what happens every time I swap the tires, I had to bring it back to the dealer, haven't checked the balance. So it's just on there so I can drive it there.
So you don't pay your bill right away. You have to have the balance checked.
I never bounce a check.
Balance, not bounce.
No, you need to have the wheel itself needs balance. Because.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So.
Get Albert.
So yeah, it's kind of weird because even if you have your wheel balance, drive it for for whatever amount of time, it's off balance again. That's just the way it is. And majority of people don't know that. Like they're like, oh, we have the balance check. They added the weight, whatever, blah blah blah. So. What is that? Insurance don't mean shit if you did. If you're dead.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And that's a legit point. I mean, that's a legit point.
No, it means something to the people you left behind.
But here's the thing, though. It's like I'm not gonna drive around thinking that my wheel might fall off or may not fall off. And and here's the thing. Even with a torque spec, recommended spec, is still not the best spec. Things still happen, right? Things still can happen. So for me, that's not one thing I worry about. I worry about whether or not the tires on there. If the tires on there, it's tight, I'm good, right? So for me, it's safer to be more tight than loose. I mean, this 5 bolt. If one bolt fall off, it will still go, right? And one of them is actually on a wheel lock key, and they don't torque that much. So. Pep Boys. No, my tires are directly from Mercedes, so they warranty the entire whatever. Whenever I drive my car in there, whatever tire that's on my car and whatever rim that's on my car, that's the one they protect. I mean, that's literally according to the agreement that I have. It says that it's whatever wheel that's on my car. You feel the wheel before it comes out. Yeah, you'll feel the car is wiggling, it's shaking, it's not going straight, that kind of stuff. So, plus. All of you guys know I drive like a grandma. I drive slower than a grandma. I have grandmas honking at me. Today there's a guy driving a Civic Type R and he just passed me like no tomorrow. He was chasing down a Porsche GT2. And I can almost feel like the GT2 is gonna go see, hey, look, it's a C63. Let's see if he will chase me. He's gone. I'm like, oh yeah, shoot, I'm driving 70, let's slow down, 65. And the Civic Type R just go, yeah, and then try to see if I'll catch up. Nope, gone. I just switched to summers myself. So nice to be off those stupid 120-mile winters and getting to my Z-rated summers. For me, I never drive that fast. on regular roads. Try to be a responsible driver. However, the winter tire is noisy, is annoying. I don't know if you guys have the same issue when you're driving. You can hear the wheel spinning, and that's even if the tire is balanced. They just have that noise, and that bothers the shit out of me. When I'm driving, I hate all kind of vibrating noise, including, this is why I don't drink or eat in my car, because something like this, a bottle of water in my car, you can hear this thing, this little rim thingy, shaking. So it sounds like this. I don't know if I can hear it. This noise can drive me insane while driving. Right? That noise can drive me insane while driving. So like if I ever have drink in my car, you'll see I peel this halfway down like this so it doesn't shake. I cannot have any shaking noise when I'm driving. Like, it drives me insane. I always buy all weather tire, especially since how the weather changing into Iowa. It's hard to find all weather tires for 19 plus inches rim. I think Matt can speak to that too. Matt, is there such thing as all season tire for 19 plus inches?
Oh yeah. My Hellcat's got all season tires on there. They're 20s.
Okay, so would you trust your all season Hellcat in the winter, snowing?
I don't trust my Hellcat at all in the winter. So. Well, I guess it's not mine anymore. It's sold. I sold it.
That's the thing. Like, when I'm driving, I had to be able to trust the tire has got a grip in the situation that I'm driving in, right? Because the car is gonna do its job. It's just gonna do fine. But whatever that's contacting the ground, it's not your car. It's the tires, right? So you gotta kind of trust the tire, and I don't really trust all-season tire on a wheel drive car, period. All right, because I feel like you gotta know the all-season tire is rated for dry, and I think I bet slush, right? Dry and slush or something like that, not snow. So there is like a range of safety. When you pass that, when you get to snow, you're gonna get stuck. No matter what you do, you're just gonna get stuck.
Good morning.
And like Gary said, mediocre for all weather, not great for winter or summer.
I could speak for hours on tires, so you don't want to get me started.
But do you agree to have a proper tire will actually increase the safety of your car?
Like I said, I could talk about this for hours.
Well, it's just yes or no. Simple yes or no.
There's so many different perspectives on tires out there that it doesn't matter what I tell you guys, because I don't work for Michelin, I don't work for Bridgestone, or Pirelli or whoever, but I've been to the classes, I've been there, I know what they do. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Wait, so did you just like, here's my credibility, but I'm not gonna talk about it?
Actually, I get that. That makes sense to me.
What do you mean?
Because he just demonstrated why he's not going to talk about it, because he knows too much.
What I believe is that you can drive whatever drive you want: front wheel drive, all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. In the end, what matters to safety is the tires that you have in your car, right? Because that's what touching the ground. All right. Yeah, you can have a nanny system or whatever, but if your tire is not touching the ground, it doesn't matter what the car is doing; it's not touching the ground. So.
Well, you need to make sure you have the right air pressures as well.
Well, sure, and that's one of the things that I do not trust about factory spec. Okay, we all know to check your the tire pressure, what the manufacturer recommended, that there's a sticker right at the door jamb. Yeah. Right. Well, there's also a sticker at the gas cap. Everybody knows that. The gas cap also tells you what's the proper pressure for your tires.
I thought that was for the gas pressure.
Well, no. It's for. So those are the two spots that you can find the information about your tire. You should have how much tire PSI for your tires, right? Correct? Well, guess what? The side of the sticker on my door jamb says one number, and the one that says my gas cap totally different number.
Average them.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Add them up, divide by 2.
Yeah.
The side of my my door jamb says 45 psi. Okay, the one in my gas cap says 37. So which one do I do?
40. What does your
Matt, which one
TPMS
should I trust? Which one should I trust?
What does your TPMS say? Or TMPS, whatever it's called.
Well, I put all 4 tires on 40. So if that's what you want to know, I put all of them at 40.
Okay, and your light don't come on saying which tire's off.
That's not how Mercedes works. Mercedes,
was-
it has a safety range of where you set it. So I can set it, like my tire might be for, the safety range is 30 to 35. When I set it at 33, when I press the button, it will stay at 30. And then if it goes below 30, it will let up. So like that way, when I put a 40 PSI tire on there, it won't say you have too much.
Oh, I can't set mine, man.
So
It's never going to tell you have too much air. That's the thing.
so
Mine don't tell me if I got air in the car. I gotta look.
But yeah, because you got eyelashes on your car, man.
But you guys
What's
know
up,
what I'm
Jim?
saying? Like, I can't trust those things if 2 of them are saying different things. My door
You know-
jamb is telling me to do 45.
But you know one thing, I can drive in snow with my car and not slide off the road.
Poor people don't have gas. No, come on. That's bullshit. Come on, tire pressure is in the gas cap. Come on.
I've
No,
never
gas
seen
door,
it.
gas door,
No.
not gas cap, gas door.
Never seen
Not
it,
over
though.
here, that's for sure. Now,
Really?
I don't remember back in the day, you know, when I was in the States. If
Why do I
tire
feel like
pressure
all my
was in
car
the
has
gas
those
tank.
stickers? Why do I feel like all my car has those stickers?
I don't know where you're getting at because none of my cars, and I've worked on many cars. I've worked on BMWs, Mercedes,
All right,
and
Tony.
everything,
You're gonna have to show a picture of that, brother.
and none of them have had.
I'll be
That
right back.
sticker.
I'll be right back. Talk about yourselves. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take a picture. People don't believe me.
We didn't say we didn't believe him. We just wanted to see it. I mean, there is a difference.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
Yeah, I didn't say I didn't believe him. I just said I've never seen it.
Yeah.
But then again, I've never really went around in everybody's car and opened their gas door to look either. I mean, why would your tire pressures be in by the gas cap?
So it makes sense because as you're filling up your gas tank, you can go
remember
around and
to
check
check
the
your
tire pressure.
tires. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Come on, you tell me you're going to do that? When is the last time you did that?
Well, it doesn't matter if we're going to do it or not. But there is logic to it.
Well, they
I'm
might
not
as well
saying I
tell you.
don't believe Tony. I'm just saying I've never seen it, but
Well, they
I
might as
hate
well
it
tell
when
you.
some
To
people
check
think that I'm bullshitting. Here we go. Ready? This is
Nobody
one.
said you were bullshitting.
This is one a door jam. You guys can tell, right? That's a door jam.
Right.
My gas cap.
I can't read that, Tony.
Yeah,
Nope, I
I
can't read
can't
that.
even see what it says.
But yeah, but then that's what it is. I have it here. Okay, I have.
okay.
They are on the gas cap. I mean gas door.
Okay, Tony. I believe you.
And both of them has different numbers.
You know what my car says on the gas cap?
What is that?
FD.
Unleaded gas, please.
Yeah. So next time you go to your dealership to get your tires balanced or whatever you're gonna do, ask them.
I did.
Say,
Okay, I did.
and what'd they say?
Both is fine.
What?
Both is fine. He's like, everybody have different tires, and the tire has different limits. Some people have a higher limit, some people have a lower limit. The higher limit, you can go with the 45. The lower limit, you just go with the 40. So, it's
It's a racket.
I
It's
did.
a racket.
Get out of there.
See, I wouldn't
Well,
tell
I
you guys
mean-
things that it didn't happen. I tell you, it literally is. I show you guys a picture. It had two different locations,
I'm
two
gonna-
different information.
It's the
I'm gonna
sticker
start-
companies. It's the sticker companies trying to make a profit. Is what it is.
I'm telling you.
I mean,
Hey,
obviously you
and
don't
air
want
pressure-
too much pressure on your tire. It gets bubbled, and then it doesn't touch the ground.
Air pressure doesn't mean a flum fiddle if you got no tread left on your tires.
Yeah, I worry more about tread than I do air pressure.
Yeah. I'm gonna go around and check my tires. It's not the air pressure I'm
What does
checking.
it
It's
say on the
the
table?
good tread test.
Well, the thing is if you're going to get more tread life out of those tires if you keep track of your air pressure.
Well, if anybody's driving the car that I am kind of driving, and you have a tire insurance, you want to get rid of that quickly. You want to use up your tire as fast as you can, so that you can get new tires. Damage those tires and get new
Right.
tires.
Yeah, you're supposed to get new tires once every 5 years at the latest.
Oh,
Anyway.
you cannot do it on those tires. Those tires will last you 10,000 miles if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Those tires does not last. They're not supposed to. There's so little of tread on it because they are so low profile, and they're not meant to do that. But yeah, now that goes with the.
We're
yeah.
talking about normal people's cars, okay?
I'm talking
people's
about
tires.
normal people's car. Anybody have low profile sports tires? Anybody who buys any sort of sports car that doesn't have all seasons, you will have the same issues. That's just the way it is, right? If you ride a sports bike on the track, you'll be caring about your tire pressure. Oh, you better check
Yep.
everything
Oh,
before you go
yeah.
on the track. If you're gonna go that fast, all those things matters. If you're not going that fast, it matters less, right? So, I own my cars almost 4 years now. I have 13,000 miles on it, and that's
I don't
with
think
driving to New York back and forth.
I don't think they write English on the top of a German letter.
So, how do you say stop in German?
Halte.
But yeah, I was talking to my wife about this today. I asked her, if you were to go to a school reunion today, where everybody just start talking about what they do for a living, what job would it impress you from the bottom of your heart? So for you guys, what job would it impress you from the bottom of your heart?
Wouldn't
Would.
would impress me from the bottom of my heart.
You're like,
I
that
don't
is
know.
impressive. I'm unworthy.
Are these people who were like assholes before, or
No, I'm just talking
Because they
regardless
got
who
the
that is.
stigma.
Regardless who that is. Obviously, if you don't like the person, you wouldn't care what they do, right?
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
there's
about if you go to a reunion or a gathering where people start talking about what they do, which job out of that person's mouth would they go, oh my god, that is so impressive?
I don't know. Some people, if you just even have a job, it would impress me.
I told her, she's a plastic surgeon. She's a plastic surgeon. I say, how is plastic surgeon gonna impress anybody? Right? She said, I
Yeah.
think that's pretty cool. I said, okay, fine, that's pretty
All
cool.
right. So
Why
there's
do
this.
people operate on plastic.
Hey, please raise your hand, Albert.
Not bad. Oh, it is raised. It is raised there, brother.
Yes. Go ahead.
So there's this. We ran into a lady one morning, and at a restaurant, and she went to my high school. And come to find out, her and her husband own a lot of different healthcare things in the area. Like she has buildings like right across the street and down the street and all that. And her husband's like a preacher at like one of these like a church, really big church, and it's pretty popular. And then she does this healthcare thing where I think it's hospice care, where they do a lot of hospice care kind of stuff and other kinds of healthcare kind of stuff. But she's running the business. They're like entrepreneurs in a way, I guess, even from the church side of it.
Okay.
because it is kind of a big church. So that was impressive to me.
How about James?
Because it's more about giving to the community.
I want to know why Albert ran into. That's rude.
Well, I said we were at a restaurant, so there you go.
So okay, James. Okay, go ahead, James.
Go ahead. What?
No, nothing. All right.
I wanted to comment on his.
Okay. So what about you, Matt?
I don't know. I would really have to think about that. I mean, I'm curious about a lot of people's careers. Anybody like, I'm interested in people that, like locomotive engineers, anything to do with like hands-on shit, like anything that I can learn something from is what I'm interested in.
So I told my wife, the only two that's gonna impress me is if somebody is in the high rank of military, so someone has served military for a long time, or astronauts. And she asked me why. I said those are two people that go to work might not go home the same night. Right? Those people that goes to work have more higher chance of never making home because they don't work near their house. Their body might not even go home. Right? Can you imagine if you're on the space, astronaut, and you go into space mission to Mars? Your body is never gonna make it home if the spaceship never made it back. So, what about James? What about?
I think right now rioters fall into that group of people that might not make it home.
Well, that's not a job. Another friend of mine
For some people it is.
Made millions on junk bonds and subprime mortgages. I shouldn't have sold my Apple stock. See, those kind of job I look down upon because when they sell junk bonds, they are preying upon other people's wealth. They're hoping that you'll lose money, you'll buy more, and they will make more. So that's not a good thing. So. Yeah,
that ain't a coin, Michael.
I know.
What up, Michael?
Going on?
Huh? It's like, seriously, why do you have to bring me the bad news, right? Why? Why couldn't you say you got, even though short stack is going away, I have like 5 cases worth of it sitting somewhere.
Because I originally had like 30 or 40 bundles of it on back order.
And they say that it's not gonna fill it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe they were saying that to you because you annoyed them or something.
No, I didn't know anybody.
But why would they tell you this late? That's my question. It's like, if you have back order for this long.
Because it kept showing back order, and then I got the call the other day, it's discontinued. I was like, well, that would have been nice to know like 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yes.
What I'm gonna tell my brother now?
I have something that I think is actually almost exactly the same, but we'll see.
My brother's gotta, he's gotta go, bro. Like, you should have sent me 2 bundles instead of 1.
You should have told me to send 2.
I should have, right? But it would be just as bad because you only have 7 sticks left.
Yeah.
So the question is, are they still going to be called short stacks?
Yeah, why not?
Short stack version 2.
Yeah.
Shorter stack. It's called a shorter stack. Yes, Albert.
Short stack junior.
Wow.
So yeah, Albert, go ahead. Your hands are raised.
All right. So I have a friend of mine who has a business out of his house out in the country where he's reselling internet. I think that's pretty cool.
That one, I'm keep thinking maybe that friend you're talking about actually is the one went on news that I read about. He have horrible internet, so he decided to run his own internet, and that he actually sell some internet back into the state, or back to the service area.
Yep.
I read a news about that. I literally read.
I don't know if it was in the news though, but it's happening. It happens out. Where Spectrum and Verizon and all them don't want to go. People are doing that. It's a pretty popular thing to do, and but now Spectrum is in his neighborhood, so he's going even further out. So
I mean, that's a good thing because eventually he always have that equity, so he can at any given time says, I'm gonna sell all these to another company, and he'll get.
Well, he did that. Back. He did that actually. He sold it, went back to work. I actually worked for the water company, and then got tired of that and went back and started. He had a no compete clause for a few years, and then he went back in business and stole the customers back. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Michael, what are you smoking today?
Right now it's Persian King Maduro.
That's what I thought it was because it's naked.
It's not a new short stack.
No, it's not.
No.
See, I didn't even know about it. The short stack was gone until you guys found out. I feel like I'm the last one to find out this time.
No, everybody found out at the same time.
There's no way everybody found out at the same time. Not everybody read Facebook at the same time.
Okay, well, whenever they read it, they found out just like
Everyone could have found out at the same time.
Right?
Yeah, there's the
Could
potential.
have. But hey, you know, it's not too bad. I mean, I hope whatever that you're replacing is just as good. And
yeah, I won't have something that's not good. So.
how about pricing? Is that increased?
No, it's really the same.
Gotta be the
Well, I have
same.
an idea for you. You could just unban the Serenos
Oh yeah, let me do that. Yeah,
and do that.
yeah. Let me take a $10 cigar.
But why would you
And
do
then-
that, Albert? Come on. He could have just unbanned the Casa Cuevas.
Now wait a minute. I thought the
Why
whole
would you
time
do that?
he said that he was selling us a $10 cigar. It just didn't have a
It
band
was.
on
That
it.
was his selling point.
Now it's like,
It
now
is.
he's like, I'm not gonna. Now he's like, I'm not gonna take a
I'm gonna do it.
$10 cigar and sell it to you guys for
No,
free.
I'm not gonna take a cigar that comes with an $8 or $9 box and like a really fancy band and take everything off of it.
You
Well-
could get no. Here's the thing. You can get them unboxed.
Yeah, keep them the box. Keep them. Tell them to keep the box, or you keep the box, Michael.
I can get them bundled.
Yeah, he can get them bundled. He did that with the Connecticut.
Yeah, with Casa Cuevas I did that. I had to get them bundled because they didn't have any boxes.
Wah wah. Oh well.
So there.
So Casa Cuevas will be the next short stacks.
Ha 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 ha. I could get bundles from them.
So Michael, since you enter late, you can answer this question. If you were going to a school reunion where everybody's sharing what they do for a living, what job out of their mouth will actually make you feel impressed from the bottom of your heart?
If any of them said that they weren't like a fucking drug dealer or something, I'd be impressed.
That's kind of what I said. I'd be impressed if they had a job at all.
If any of them were actually like an actual doctor of some sort or anything to do like that, I'd be impressed. Other than that, there wasn't a whole lot that would impress me.
All right. Here's the second question. So me and my wife talk about.
Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Sure. Go for it.
No, I had to lower my hand. Go ahead.
So
Sorry.
me and my wife talk about this. Okay. Talk about social aspect. Okay. Some people feel uncomfortable when they hang out with people who have extraordinary wealth. Okay. And I'm not saying that it's done on purpose. I'm just saying that there are people that does that. And for example, let's use me as an example. Right? Even though I can't hang out with anybody else, and then I'll feel like a normal person. All right. But let's say if it's me, and I hang out with a friend that works as a janitor. Okay. He's gotta feel somewhat uncomfortable going to the places that I go to. Okay.
Okay.
Do you guys have that issue? Like, you know, if you ever hang with everybody who have extraordinary wealth and feel uncomfortable. I know Michael doesn't. Because I hang out with Michael before, right? Do you guys feel like you have that issue? Let's say if you just hang out with somebody who has millions of dollars and walk, you know, like literally walking to buy a coffee that costs $300 and walks right out.
Nope.
Do you feel uncomfortable hanging out with that person?
Nope.
I think it depends on the person.
Yeah, if they're a snob, fuck.
Nope.
I talked to my
Exactly.
wife about that. I was like, sometimes I feel bad because it wasn't done on purpose. For example, if I hang out with one of my friends who works as an IT, right? He doesn't get paid that well, right? Which is totally fine. I mean, we're good friends for a long time. Well, like, it's almost like childhood friend. I know him since I was in high school, right? And actually no, like grade school, like late grade school. I know him. Like we're good friends. Like even though my wealth has grown, he didn't grow so much. We're still very, very good friends. But at times, I do feel that he is uncomfortable. Right? You know, like if we would go to a restaurant to eat and stuff like that, he might look at the price and he might feel uncomfortable. He might or go into places he might feel uncomfortable. And it was not done on purpose. It was just because, well, you know, if I'm going to places to eat regularly, even at my current range of regular, it might not be regular for him. Because, you know, if you think about it, if you make $14 an hour, going out there and get a $50 meal is actually a lot, right? But for me, like today, me and my wife goes out and buy random food. We spend $300 just for lunch because we buy everything. We're just like, oh, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. Not because it was done on purpose. It's because, you know, it was kind of normal now, right? So that's why we're talking about that. She's like, well, you know, I don't feel like people feel that way because I don't feel that way. My wife said, because I don't feel that way. I was like, of course I don't feel that way. You know, you live in this lifestyle, right? You don't, like, even though we went through poor time, we live in a place where a car gets stolen every day, that you might not want to be outside after 9 p.m. to this current lifestyle. You don't feel different because now you're living this life, right? You're not living that life anymore. So a lot of time we go out there, even when we smoke cigars, that make people uncomfortable. Not because you're smoking cigars, it's because they think like, oh, I'm out of place. You're smoking $100 cigars. I'm over here drinking a $10 soda. Like,
$10 what?
Huh?
Soda?
Soda.
Where are the sodas $10?
Well, in
New York.
In an example.
In New York, they're $10.
After tax.
Because I do invite friends over. You know, when they come over, I just go to my, you know, alcohol thing and just stack on the table. Like, let's drink, let's go. And he'll be like uncomfortable. He's like, oh shoot, these are like $3,000 bottle, $2,000 bottle, $10,000 bottle. It's like, I can't drink those. I'm like, no, just drink it, just go. You know, but then I was doing it in, you know, as a welcome, right? You know, welcome. You know, my good friends that share this thing. You know, they taste good. Let's go. But like, on the opposite side, it's like he might see it as, oh, it's a show off. Tony's like bringing like these high price things I would never touch in my life. Like, what would you guys like? How would you deal with it?
How would I deal with him or deal with that situation?
Deal with that situation. Like you, Michael. You make, you know, right now you're a $1 billion little guy cigar shop corporation owner, and then, you know, Tony happened to lose his job and then become a poor guy who makes $5 an hour working as a janitor. I went to your place, and then you're like, yo, let's hang out, all right? And then first thing I walk in there, Michael is like, you know, all of a sudden transition to cigar mechanic, bring out a stack of cigars, put it on the table, boom, that weighs more than me. And then he goes to the back, grab 2 bottles of custom Shadow Smokes Legion bottles of $5 million whiskeys, put on the table. And
man, I want that info.
And Michael's like, let's do it, let's go, start drinking, start smoking. And I'm like, I'm looking uncomfortable, like, you know, and like a rookie, and I just feel very uncomfortable. How will you deal with that, Michael?
Well, I'm very personable, so I'd be able to probably talk to you and be like, hey, it's, you know, it's like, it's not a big deal, and play it off, and you'd probably be comfortable. But it depends on the person's personality while you're there. If you're somebody that, you know, if they're there and it seems like they've changed and they act stuck up, you're gonna feel out of place.
Right.
If they see that you're still the same person and, you know, you're real chill with them, it's not gonna be a big deal.
Because I know this person for a long time, and whenever he felt uncomfortable, I would just try to change the topic. I'm like, oh, let's do something else, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I do feel bad. Like, I just want to share what I have. But a lot of times they feel uncomfortable because they're like, these are things that are very expensive. I don't want to touch it, kind of thing. All right, James, what's up?
I would say, you know, Jeff and I sent you those cigars to smoke.
Say that again?
And then I said I would say that Jeff and I sent you those cigars to smoke, not just stick in your humidor and look at.
No one pays for cigars when they're
You know, if we're going to play Hollywood Square, shouldn't we have 9 people here?
Yeah, let's on there in a minute.
But yeah, I mean, I do feel that sometimes. I was talking to my wife about that. I was like, sometimes people do feel uncomfortable, not because of you, but because of them. And there's a lot of times there's nothing you can do about that. And she just feel like nobody does that. She's like, you hang out with Michael, you hang out with all those people, you hang out with Brendan. They don't have issues. I was like, yeah, that's because they understand what I do and what I make is part of my job. It's not who I am. Who I am literally is what they see. Whatever I buy has nothing to do with them. Whatever they buy has nothing to do with me. Right? So, but a lot of time people have that stigma or mindset that they feel like they're under for some reason, whatever that is.
Actually, I felt that I guess at first I was a little uncomfortable when I did that thing at that distillery because it's a business. And they're like, free this and free that and free cigars and free everything. And I was like, that kind of threw me off for a minute because I'm not used to that. Right. I didn't spend a dime unless I wanted to, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was kind of odd.
Boba breakfast. What the hell? OS boba breakfast waffles?
Boba breakfast waffles?
What are you talking about? Gary, I don't know what are you talking about.
What the hell is boba breakfast waffle?
It's
those boba things inside the waffle.
You can't. No, it's usually a cream or serving of boba with the cream over a waffle.
But you could when you're making a waffle, put those boba things inside the waffle. That'd be interesting.
They'd rupture.
People do that, and then they know that's a bad idea because you overcook the boba.
Ah, okay.
I'll put them in at the last minute.
Well, if you put them in, it's the same thing as if you put the cream and then sugar with the thing with the boba on top of it as a syrup. But yeah, I don't know. Matt, do you ever have that issue? Like you go out there, this guy you're talking to, hanging out, is making billions of dollars, and you just feel uncomfortable.
No. Nope.
I told my wife,
Michael,
to avoid this kind of issues, like when you hang out with somebody that you know that doesn't have the same income as you, don't walk into CH, don't walk into Christian Louboutin, don't walk into those places, Right. Walk into McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, not to download them, but then at the same time you make them feel more comfortable because when you buy a drink, they know they can afford a drink, right?
Well, I'm like Michael, I'm very personable, and so. If I'm hanging around an old high school buddy of mine or whatever, and I could see that he's changed with that growth of his money, things might be a little different. I might not be hanging out with him as much if he's that type of person that's like trying to show everybody that he's Mr. Rich and has all this money, because that's not me. Even if I had that kind of money, I'm not that person. I'm gonna share it with my friends and people of every different background, because those are the type of people I want to be around, and hopefully be a mentor to them, to help them in the future to become better.
Right. I mean, that's where I have a little bit problem with, because this friend I talked about, right? We're good friends. He's a lot older than me, right? And when I was young, he'd take me to places. He'd take me to have fun, watch movies and stuff like that, and he covers the expense because high school student, we don't have that much money. So, now that I can afford it, I want to take him to places. I want to take him to go hang out. I want to take him to go, let's go snowboarding. Let's go there. I'll cover the expense. I do that more, but I feel like it does sometimes.
You drinking out of my damn mug.
It sends the opposite message somehow. He might feel like, Tony's covering all those expenses. I feel like not comfortable, demeanor in a way. That's why I don't want it. And it's really hard to resolve that issue because I feel like it's a payback. He's done so much for me when I was younger. Now I can afford it. Let's still hang out.
Right.
But because of that kind of stuff, we hang out less. Because he knows that every time he goes out with me, he end up not being able to afford the stuff, and I end up paying for it, and he felt bad about that. Yes, Albert.
So I knew a guy. I worked at a little electric company before I went, like right out of college, right out of high school, and one of the supervisors there would go play golf with the director of the site director,
mm-hmm.
and he's like, yeah, he goes, and they were talking about how like when it was his birthday, a guy, he goes, I'm always like, there. He'd always buy him like a box of really nice golf balls.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the guy would play, and then he'd play golf with him, and because if the ball hit anything other than grass, he would stop using the ball. So he said after a round of golf, he would wind up getting all the balls that he gave the guy for his birthday. Because the guy was like a real snob about the golf balls. It's pretty funny. Like he would never use a bat. Like if he hit the concrete or hit a tree or whatever. It's pretty funny.
It kind of does make sense though. If you play enough golf, a lot of time you buy them in large bulk. They're not that expensive, and you wanted to make sure that you shoot well because you're already paying a lot of money to be there. So every time the ball hits something, you're like, oh, it's nicked. It's got to slice the next time I hit. So I'm just gonna use the ball.
But I always felt better about buying him really nice ones because he's like, I'm gonna get them back anyway, and I can still use them.
Gary says, Tony, I will take your photo at Disneyland so you don't have to pay the Evil Mouse Corporation. That's the thing. I don't carry a camera, so I heard a story about this. This guy, it says he went to one of those park, and then he all of a sudden he was walking around and he wanted to take a picture of his family. So he just took off his camera, walked to the person, and he said, "Hey, can you take a picture of us?" And then obviously the person said, "Okay, sure, no, why not? It's not a big deal, right?" So he literally said, "Yeah, just press that button right there. It will take the picture." As if it's out of courtesy, you're like, "Oh, that's the button, right?" The guy take a picture, thank him, walk away, and then another person came up to him and says, "Did you know you just teach Steven Spielberg how to use a camera?"
Oh.
So the guy did not recognize how Steven Spielberg looks like, and then just like that's the button to shoot.
Yeah, but Steven Spielberg never was behind a camera though.
You don't know that. I mean, obviously you operate a different camera, but Ooh, so yeah, that's one of those things I talked about today when I was driving. My wife and I was thinking about things. We talk about a lot of time. We talk about past. When you talk about past, you start to appreciate the life you have. Right? If you don't think about how you get to where you are, you don't appreciate. You start to take things for granted, right? So a lot of time I talk about past, I talk about now, I talk about what's different, and that's one of the things that's like, hey, did you notice we haven't hung out with this guy for a long time? And that's because he doesn't feel comfortable. He doesn't feel comfortable. Even though we're doing the things that regular people do, still the way we spend our money is very different than how people spend their money back in the day or today. Right? You cannot expect that everybody's gonna do that. And she had the mindset that if we cover the expense, everything should be fine. But I say it's more like the mental and how you feel, not necessarily the cost, right? Because everybody can technically save up the money to do it, right? But because you end up covering it, and they are being the true friend, they don't want to put that burden on you, and they felt bad. So that kind of cuts it off here and there. It's unfortunate that the way it is, but there is no good way to resolve that issue, right? Like the way Brendan hangs out with people. You show up in Brendan, you go out with Brendan, you kind of expect that you got a whole lab set of cigar on your lab before you even buy a single cigar, right? And as a friend, you appreciate that. And there are some people that are going to go, I don't feel comfortable to take out those cigars. I know they cost something, right? For me, I just accept a good gesture from any of the friends. I don't care what it is. It could be a cup of drink, it could be whatever. I accept that gesture because it's a great gesture. It's a friendship. Because for some people, they will not feel comfortable, right? I'm pretty sure, like Michael, you probably see that, right? You probably see some people might not feel comfortable when Brendan being that friend is like, hey, boom, there you go. Cigar, start smoking, right? I mean, that's just a cool thing to do. That is a cool thing to do. That is a friendly gesture, That's like, hey, I treat you like a brother. Let's smoke, right? No big deal.
Dude, I was very apprehensive the first time he did that. I was like, he's like, no, grab whatever you want. I'm like,
Me too.
It's not mine. He's like, no, I don't care. I'm like,
Right? Because like that will shock you. If you ever meet Brendan for the very first time, it's that he will open up his like gigantic humidor that he goes to the store. Just grab whatever you want. If you didn't grab it, he will go in there and grab it and put it in front of you.
Yeah.
Right? That's not a joke. That's not a joke. It literally happens. Like, Michael and Matt can, be the proof of that. He does that. He go in there, he walk into the shop. First thing is he lay down his big suitcase of cigars, opens it up, grab one of each thing and just put it in front of you. Or he just, for our first time in embassy, I believe, that's when he goes, just take whatever. Right? And was that how it was? Yeah, he's like,
at embargo? Yeah, he's like, grab something.
Yeah, just grab something. Get started. Like, he was like that. So, and I appreciate that, but for some people, that will probably shock them. They're like, well, should I take it? Should I not? I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. I just know you for today. I just literally saw you today. And that will happen. And that's a very friendly gesture. That's just out of the kindness and goodness of the person's heart. But it doesn't stop for the opposite side to feel uncomfortable. Right?
Well, I tell you what makes you feel uncomfortable about that is that you really don't know what kind of impression you're going to make on the other guy that offers if you go grab the most expensive cigar at the store. So you're kind of trying to figure out, okay, at what level is he still going to respect me? It's not being just someone grabbing whatever I can get,
I think at that point, because I think Michael just looked into it and he didn't grab anything. I looked into it, I didn't grab anything. And then he literally go in there and choose 11 cigars and put it on our laps.
Yeah, but then he's deciding what he wants to give you.
No, he would literally grab one of each what he have.
He
literally grab one of each what he had.
So I think the trick to that is smoke what you would probably pay for yourself. Is really the way to go with that.
In the end, obviously I recognize that we're there. We gotta make him look good. So we went inside and bought some cigars. Yeah. But that was good. I mean, that's a good.
Like if somebody's buying me a cigar, I'm not gonna buy $100. I'm not gonna pick up $100 cigar if I wouldn't pay for $100 cigar. Right.
But then that it's probably a safest way to do it, right? That's probably the safest way to do it.
Buy something that you think that you would be willing to pay for yourself, and leave it at that. And if the person wants to upsell you, or wants to I want you to experience this other thing, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different conversation. But it's kind of like when I had a boss that would we'd go out to lunch every once in a while, and we would order, and then after we ordered, then he would say, okay, I'm buying, but that's after we ordered. We were ordering based on our own budget, not based on what we thought he was going to do for us, because he didn't always buy us lunch, right? So, and he felt comfortable doing that. He felt good about paying for it, and we felt good. We got what we would normally order. So,
he's on everybody got a $6 burger. All right.
We're kind of the opposite. When it comes to friends, I am not reserved at all on what I can take from a friend. I'm not reserved on what I can give to a friend. I'm not reserved on what I can grab from a friend. But we'll be reserved on business deals and stuff like that.
I thought we were talking about strangers. So.
No, we're talking about friends.
Okay.
So,
but I think even with friends, it's the same kind of thing. I think it depends on what you're doing in the situation, right? I mean, like Gary is saying, he'd be happy if I grabbed $200 Fuentes and enjoyed them. Sure, but $100 Fuente is not what I normally do, and it's not even in the upper scale of what I would do. So
we still don't want a friend to go home and say, I don't want him taking advantage of me like that again.
Well, it's like when I was in Texas with Albert. I told Albert, just get whatever you want, dude. I'm buying it. And he was like, he just got what he would probably normally get. He tried some new stuff, but he didn't go. And I didn't care. I wasn't looking at prices. I didn't even look at the prices. Whatever, just get it and put it on my tab.
Now that one guy came in and offered. He's like, "Yeah, Matt wants you to try this one over here." And it was like what was it? That Davidoff? What was it? When you first walked in the right side? Yeah.
The Royale.
Yeah. He's like, I think it's $100, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, whatever, man.
Yeah, like I said, we're kind of like for me and my wife, we're kind of like unreserved with friends. Like if it's friends, whatever. If I have a problem with price, we can pay for it at the end. That's totally fine. We just don't care about it. Like we go out there, we go to New York one time, and we went to eat this like really stupid Japanese restaurant. So we didn't even look at the price. We sit down, and then turns out to be some like $700 fried shrimp. And you know, in the end, I didn't have to pay for it, and I didn't like whatever. You know, my brother wanted to pay for it, he paid for it. I didn't even feel bad at all. But
So what was it like? What was the $700 fried shrimp like?
it tastes like shrimp. This tiny shrimp. This tiny of a shrimp. I'll show you guys a picture next time. I don't know if I have a picture. I think my wife
Holy
has
crap,
it.
man!
I think my wife has it. But it was very expensive. And I
Did you
wouldn't
enjoy
feel
it?
bad. I wouldn't feel bad at all because we're hanging out with a brother and you know, not a big deal, right? But when it
But
comes
did you
to like,
enjoy that?
huh?
Did you enjoy it? I mean, was it good?
No, we went to grab other food after that. It's not filling.
Oh no.
Get a little orange zest out of this, man.
But on the opposite spectrum, right? Example, during the holiday, the company that my wife worked for want to give us everybody a Christmas present, right? It was like, go to this website, choose one thing, and buy a present for yourself within the reason of this price range. My wife literally chose the lowest item that she can buy from this, and then she found out everybody was just like choosing the most expensive item on that list. But my wife is like that. It's corporate, you know. I don't know this company. I work for the company, but I don't know the person who's gonna pay for it, whatever. So she just choose the cheapest thing. But for all her coworkers, they choose like $100 baskets. You know, it's just how spectrum is different, right? For us, it's like, oh, if it's for a friend, for a good friend, for a brother, we don't mind. It'd be like, it's not like it happens every day, right? You know, when we see each other right now, a few bucks, not a big deal, right? But then for those people who are the opposite, where they were less reserved about corporations and stuff like that, but they will be very reserved if a friend went out with them and like, oh, whatever I'm paying for, you know, it's kind of different. It's kind of, especially for Asian culture. For Asian culture, you know, fighting the bill is very normal. Fighting the bill is very normal. Even though I don't think I ever won fighting a bill against my own brother. He always wins. But fighting the bill is so normal. So.
Yeah, me neither. James always pays. So.
My brother's younger than me, but every time I go to New York, we'll go eat at night. I don't think I ever win. Except one time I literally paid before I went in. That's a different story. But if we had to fight the bill afterward, he will literally like take a knife out his own neck. It's like, if you gotta pay for that, I'm gonna stab myself right now and die here. I'm like, okay, you can pay.
What I do is I just tell James, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go get the car. I'll go pull the car up so you ain't gotta walk so far.
That might be more worth than the price, isn't it? That's more worth than the price of the food. That's probably better. Yeah. That's probably better. You know, see how considerate your brother is, James?
Yeah, I go get the car for him while he pays the bill.
It's the least I can do because he usually paid for the plane trip for me to visit him.
So I think it's a complicated topic. I mean, when I was talking about that, I was talking about how generous Shadow Smokers Legion members are. I mean, if you guys don't remember, there's one period of time where literally every 2 days I see somebody got bombed of cigars. It happened less, which completely understandable, right? Because everybody have tough time, and what we can give is limited. But you know, generous is one thing, right? And when I saw Christina's video today, I was like, no, Shadow Smoker Legion members does care. They care about each other. You know, even though a lot of us never meet each other in real life, right? But it feels like a family. At least to me it is. I mean, I spend majority of my time with the Legion, so you know, it's like a family to me. Everybody here. So I look forward to Chinatown friendly because I love picking a nice fish from the tank, eating a wild steam. Most of my friends in Michigan wouldn't touch that food. And I can't read Mandarin, so I need someone that can get us the good menu. Okay, yeah. So what he's talking about is that when you go to Chinese food and you see that they have a fish tank, a lot of time you're not ordering from that fish tank. A lot of time you're ordering from the menu. There is always a secret menu somewhere for the Chinese people to order. So if you're a good friend with the restaurant, they will give you the secret menu to order. Like me and my wife will go to another restaurant, and usually it will be owned by a friend or a friend's friend. They will close down the entire restaurant just so that we can eat there. And then when they close down, secret menu. We're like eating things that most people will never go to that restaurant again once they see it. Rabbit, frogs, and all kind of weird animals. It's all in the secret menu.
Wow.
That's better off left a secret then.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because if they don't close it, somebody sees somebody, pull out one of those food, they were like, "What is that? I never want to eat here again." Right? You pull out the dish, somebody say, "Hey, what is that? I want to order that." And then they go like, "That's actually a frog." And see the legs still twitching? That's what it is. That person will never come to here again. It's like, all I wanted was original garlic chicken, not frogs. Did you just sneak some frog in my food? Because they all taste like chicken.
Bring me some Peking duck and some rice. I'm fine.
Right? Like, if you see those food, you will feel grossed out because, like, the Asian people would love to eat, like, intestine and stuff like that. So imagine they bring up a whole dish of gelatin blood, which is blood that, we cut to pieces. So we will make jello out of blood, and we'll cut into pieces and eat it. With some intestines and stuff and then all in one pot. And then, if you eat that, you'll be like, who did they just kill to make that?
They make sausage like that over here called blood sausage.
They do. Korean people actually use a lot of those. They will soak rice with blood and then put it inside intestine to make a sausage. So, those are good. I mean, people might get grossed out thinking that's blood, but they're good.
Hey, I'm like really cool with that being a secret.
Yeah.
I'm not
the
jealous.
Secret menu. The secret menu. Yeah. I want to try bear feet and actually do monkey brain. If I ever go to Shanghai again, I think majority of the restaurant no longer does the monkey brain stuff. So even if you get it, it's actually frozen. You will not actually get a monkey. So.
Well, I know when I go to a Chinese restaurant not to order the red Jello for dessert.
Oh God. Yeah, bear feet. I don't think they sell that anymore. Like you have to find the restaurant that actually does that kind of stuff. But I don't think they do. Majority of restaurants, you go in there, they'll probably laugh at you when you ask, "Can I get some monkey brain?" They're like, "No."
Actually, they probably want you to wear socks. I'm sure.
That's what I was gonna say. They won't sell you bare feet, but they will sell you feet with socks.
Bear paws,
Bears don't have feet.
Bear paws, bear legs.
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
bare legs. Hey, that's a different kind of place.
A lot of us will eat
that's
pig's
face.
face.
That's a massage parlor, not a restaurant.
So, I don't know. It's Chinese
bear
food.
legs.
It's Chinese food. That's just the way it is. I should do
Oh,
a series.
Matt, all this going on, dude. You don't say a thing. All right, man. I got you.
Matt is like, I don't eat any of the Asian food. Don't even talk about me Asian food. I don't even eat tangerine.
No, there was like 3 or 4 dad jokes going on, and he didn't say a word. All right.
That's how it's supposed to be operated. But we have the right to bear. Oh, lame.
Yeah, that's like a little clip in like Family Guy. He's all, I don't see how that could possibly be misconstrued. Everyone has the right to hang a nice pair of bear arms over their mantle.
Oh God. So yeah, maybe next time we'll do a series where like what kind of food will ruin your cigar experience. Period.
Blood sausage. What rice?
Next time I'll just order one of those I showed to you guys. It's just literally all chili spice in there just to cover up the griminess of the food. And then we'll just eat it. All it tastes is just the spice, pretty much. Gary said you want to try fugu someday too. All right, fugu is actually very easy. You can find it in Japan all over the places. Fugu is actually...
What is that?
Blowfish.
Oh, I thought he was saying fugu. I was like, well, fugu you.
Because if you take away the spice, chitlins don't taste like anything. So
no, they really don't.
Yeah, when you eat fugu in Japan, it's actually very normal. I mean, there's only so much part that's poisonous to you, and they're all certified. So, in terms of what fugu tastes like, it tastes like nothing. Like
So kind of like chitlins.
it tastes like fish, right? But then like it wasn't like, oh my god, this fish tastes extraordinary, right? Especially if you eat it as a sashimi, all you taste is the soy sauce. So the fish doesn't really have a lot of taste to it. Well,
Like oysters, like oysters, right?
So why pay that high price then for it?
So what?
But it's exotic, man.
There's
I pay the
no
high
fugu
price
is
to
not
eat
high
it.
price product in Japan. Fugu is not a high price product in Japan.
Yeah, but I'm not going to Japan to eat it. I mean,
Well, yeah,
if
but
I'm-
then here you can eat it here if you want to, but you're not gonna find the government certified chefs. Like in Japan, to process fugu, you gotta buy insurance. You gotta be certified by the government to be able to do it. Like you can't just say I wanna
sounds
start
like to
serving
me
fugu
that they
tomorrow.
gotta charge you for that too. So
They don't charge you crazy. No. They're just I will tell you that you can eat fugu with the same price as any tuna. You just have to find those restaurants that serves you. Alright?
Yeah,
If you go to the Tsukichi, which is the fish market, they have it all over the place. You can get a serving of sushi for like sashimi for $5. Yeah, they're not expensive. They seem to be crazy and unreachable, but once you get there, they're not a big deal. They're like normal. It's just like if I was to go to China and eat a Boston lobster, I don't know why they call it Boston lobster. It is just lobster, but they call it Boston lobster, even though it's from Maine. You will pay 2 or 3 times the price as what we eat it here, or probably like what, $6. You can eat a chick lobster, like a very tiny lobster, but over in China you're probably paying $20 to $30 for that one lobster. Oh, it is imported. That is imported. So
It's a female lobster.
moving on.
No, you said chick lobster. What does that mean? Is that just small?
They're small. They're less than 1 pound.
Oh, I thought it was a girl lobster.
No, it's less than 1 pound. Come on, you made it sound like you never bought lobster before. They're called chick lobster because they're less than 1 pound.
No, I've never bought lobster.
All right,
Nope,
fine.
never bought.
That's my overlook. In Boston, lobster are everywhere. So
I ate lobster twice in the military, but only because they were offering it that day at the chow hall.
well, lobster are very different. Asian lobster don't have claws, and then American lobster does. So they taste different.
They probably don't call Boston lobster
Yeah, I'll show you.
Boston lobster in Boston because they're in Boston. They
I
just
think
call it
they're
lobster.
exported out of Boston. That's why.
Everywhere else we call it Boston lobster.
Yeah, I think I showed it to you guys on the show before one time, but here, let me show it to you guys. This is a Asian lobster. You see, there's no claw.
What the hell?
Just a big.
Oh, it's
gigantic
got
head.
the little tentacles.
They have a long. Yeah, the difference between Asian and American lobster.
Oh wow! I did not know that.
Yeah, they look different. They're different. So
It's like a crawdad.
yeah, there is a difference between Boston lobster, what they call not Boston lobster, American lobsters, versus Asian lobster. Asian lobster don't have the claw to eat. Cool. So yeah, first thing I have to do next week is I have to order more of that humidor because I think more people want it. I don't know what I gotta do with it though. Like how do I want to do that? A lot. How many people rather pay the price to buy it, and how many people rather have raffled?
I think you can still have the raffle, but I want one.
What
Yeah,
was the price?
how much are they?
They are like $70.
Psh, done.
Done.
Yeah, I'll buy one.
So
Tony don't like to hear that from me because
Hey, if they're gonna buy one, then they can't be in the raffle.
no, like that's the thing. I feel like they're expensive. I don't know if you guys. The $70 for a humidor is not expensive. I feel like they're expensive.
It's so you can put a humidor inside your humidor inside a humidor. Very
Yeah.
Inception.
So they're like $70, and then they barely fit anything in there. So
I have
Did you
some
have those?
cigars from Germany.
Did you have those made from China or what?
I do have them made from China.
That's what I thought. That's what I figured. That's what I was asking.
And they take forever to get here.
That's yeah. So no, see the problem, Matt, is you're gonna put cigars in there that you're never gonna see again, and it's just gonna be fucking closed and sealed.
Right, the ones from Germany and the ones that Brandon gave me and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Here's the thing. Okay, so here's the thing. They are cheap. It's because China, like, I don't know all those humidor where they're from. I think majority of the humidor in the U.S. are made in China.
Yeah, they are.
Agree, right? So they basically buy them at a very low price from China factory somewhere, and then they bring it to a really good like lasering process, and the majority of the cost actually came from shipping. Because I think this thing cost to them is probably $20, and then they will charge you for the service and all that stuff, and then charge you extraordinary amount of shipping because it takes forever to ship. Especially now we have a shipping thing like stuck in water somewhere that's holding back like 300 different ships.
Yeah.
But I can do $70 for that thing.
So, oh, you didn't hear about that? There is a ship called the Everest or something like that, like the carrier. It literally got stuck right in the middle.
Right of it, yeah.
So, and it's the dumbest way to get stuck because it got stuck like this way, so it's no one can go through. And it's literally costing like $10 million an hour or something like that. So some ridiculous amount of money. Probably why Michael's shipment of cigars are delayed. Somebody's cat is not here yet. All those things being held up because if they want to go around Africa, it will take 8 additional days. I would have waited that 8 additional days instead of waiting for that thing to get moved.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna take more than 8 days to get that thing moved. So.
No, they say by tomorrow there's gotta be high tide, and hopefully that high tide will move that out of the way.
Yeah, but they're hopefully, yeah, but they're not really holding a whole lot of.
Yeah.
Whole
My
lot
wife
of hope
asked me
for
how
it.
that's possible. I said I don't know. I mean, isn't that why we have propellers under the boat, and then that kind of moves it to a space that you don't get stuck? But I know what I meant to say. I don't.
What you're saying, James, is the high tide's not holding a lot of water.
Oh my gosh.
So, this is what I'm gonna do. All right, I am gonna go order a couple more of these, hopefully. And what I will do is, those people who want to just simply buy these, message me. And those people who rather raffle it, can get the raffle. Because when I order these, it's probably not gonna get here for a long time. Right? They ship here by FedEx, but they're not gonna get here for a long time. Like, I ordered this a long time ago. Like when we first talking about the thing. Remember, I was making the pictures, show you guys on the Discord. That's when I ordered from multiple places. So that's months ago. That's like when it's still snowing. Okay, so that took a while.
Yeah, FedEx. I'm mad at FedEx right now. So.
Why are you mad at FedEx?
Well, actually, TNT Express belongs to FedEx now. So.
Okay. All right. So
My chair was supposed to be here 2 days ago, and it's still not here.
all right. So because somebody said they posted something, so I'm trying to look for it. Hold on. Now, in regards to the picture Albert posted on that card, Albert, when you post a 3D picture, it's cut off on my phone. So when I was looking at the picture, I was like, is he trying to ask, what about what's the point of the driver's the license plate, or what? Because I didn't even see that spoiler until I look at it on computer.
All right, I won't do that
Yeah.
anymore.
That's a killer spoiler there.
Right.
That's 100 horsepower, easy.
It makes it fly, yo.
Easy.
It makes it fly. So yeah, Gary, that lobster is the Asian lobster. It's got the long whisker thingy. That's the Asian lobster.
Actually, it kept him in suspense while he was on his phone, and he had to get on his computer to see the spoiler.
No, when I looked at it, I didn't even pay attention. I was like, what's the big deal about that license plate?
I agree. I agree. When I posted it, I should have said spoiler alert.
Okay. So, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's an Asian car. It's an Asian car. You cannot complain about that spoiler. Except I think that spoiler is a little too small. A little too small.
It needs to be bigger. What, like how big of a freaking wing do you need on something that does like 80 miles an hour?
You need it to kind of just hang off the side of the you know, the car.
Yeah.
You kind of have to go over.
I'd be like putting
you
a
know?
spoiler on my Twingo, okay?
I mean,
And that was the thing, right? I had someone asking me about it, and I was kind of pissed off. I was having to explain it. I'm like, you know, it's like that asshole put it on a car like that, and now I got to explain why that might be beneficial.
it
That's-
might be a sleeper. It might be a sleeper. Did I tell you guys I had I started like a whole argument war because I was talking in a forum that talked about C63 AMGs. So this one guy, he posted, he's like, how do I make C43 AMG 500 horsepower without touching the engine? And that car has 300 horsepower. He wanted to go to 500 horsepower without touching the engine.
Buy another car.
That's exactly what I said. I said trade your 43 in for a 63, you get 500 horsepower. And then everybody became a keyboard hero. Everyone became a keyboard hero to talk about this. I was like, dude, it's your money. You said not touching the engine, so what am I supposed to say? You know, that's like, how do I cook Jittagal chicken without using chicken?
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, Martin.
Martin wants to know how to make his Miata have 500 horsepower. Drive another car.
That's actually rather easy.
You lift up the radiator cap, you drive another car under it. There.
Turbo Beetle has active spoiler.
Oh, I was muted.
What's funny
What's up,
is that
guys?
Turbo Beetle only have 100, only does 135, and my BMW does 165. It's not modded, no spoiler. But you're talking about different. The Beetle is actually shaped a lot differently. The center of gravity is actually very different. That's wow. It's actually very, very not efficient when it comes to wind because it eats up all the wind because the hump. So yeah, that. BMW is you know, when it goes to wind tunnel, it's actually quite efficient. So different story. Martin, what are you smoking today?
Well, earlier today I had a 7x70 Juan Lopez, I think is what it
Oh my God.
And then I had a, can't remember. But right now I've got a Flor de Oliva Maduro.
So, yeah, you enter a little late. It's 11:02, so I was about to go to.
Yeah, I had to work today.
Right. So, anyways,
Hey, I brought you a tea.
I am going to light up another small cigars and go to after show, and if anything, we'll talk about the after show. But for tonight, we'll wrap up here. I did a revisit of that Capa de Dominicana 53, and after 7 months, I think about 7 months of resting in the humidor aging, it only tasted that much more tasty. Right? It's like you got a bowl of rice and you added that much more MSG. Right? So it's not a big improvement. Still okay cigar, but not a big improvement for the price. Not that much. So we're moving on. Anyways, going to the after